The moment you stop accepting their money, the kindness disappears. The helper becomes the judge. The gifts become evidence. And the sentence begins with 5 words. After everything I did for you, that is not pain. That is a receipt. You are not dealing with generosity. You are dealing with leverage that just failed. Financial control almost never arrives as control. It arrives as help. A bill covered at the perfect moment, a favor you did not request, a problem solved before you could solve it yourself. At first it feels like rescue, but the debt is never spoken. It is implied. It lives in the pause after every gift. And the moment you make a decision they did not approve, the real contract appears. The first thing that happens is not an argument. It is a temperature drop. The same person who sounded generous yesterday becomes cold today. Calls slow down, invitations disappear. The tone changes. Nothing is explained, because the silence is the message. You did not betray them. You became harder to control. That is why the warmth vanished. To a controller, independence does not look like growth. It looks like theft. You took back the leverage they believed belonged to them. Then come the receipts. Every dinner, every bill, every emergency they solved, every dollar they transferred. Suddenly, all of it has a price. The sentence sounds familiar. After everything I did for you. That sentence is not a memory, it is an invoice. They are not describing kindness, they are demanding repayment, and the payment is not money. It is obedience. You thought help was a moment, they treated it like a contract. And now they are reading you the terms. The most dangerous part is the reframing. The same help that once made them look generous now becomes proof against you. The rent becomes evidence that you are irresponsible. The favor becomes proof that you owe them. The gift becomes a reason you should stay quiet. They are not remembering the past. They are weaponizing it. Because guilt feels heavier than any threat. If they can make you feel indebted, they can slow your escape. That is why every gift becomes evidence, not because it was valuable, because it was useful. When the receipts fail, the attack moves outside. They start controlling the narrative. They tell people you used them. They tell people you changed. They tell people you became ungrateful. The story is rewritten before you can explain yourself. In their version, they were the generous one. You were the betrayal. This serves 2 purposes. It isolates you, and it protects their image. They cannot admit they lost control. So they become the victim of your independence. The smear campaign is not random. It is an exit tax. Listen carefully to the language they use. They do not say you became stable. They say you became arrogant. They do not say you set boundaries. They say you became cold. They do not say you stopped needing them. They say you used them. Your freedom gets renamed betrayal. Your growth gets renamed disrespect. Your silence gets renamed cruelty, because in their mind, there are only 2 roles, provider and dependent, owner and owned. The moment you reject the dependent role, you break their hierarchy, and hierarchies do not forgive. Then comes the silence, not peace, punishment. They withdraw. They stop calling. They go dark. And if you are not careful, the silence starts working on you. You begin to doubt yourself. You wonder if you were too harsh. You wonder if you should reach out. That is the trap. The silence is not them moving on. It is them waiting. Waiting for guilt to open the door. Waiting for doubt to pull you back. Do not feed the silence. Let it reveal what words were hiding. If coldness fails, if receipts fail, if the smear campaign fails, if silence fails, then the mask comes off. Not because they lost money, because they lost control. The charm was not the truth. It was the management system. The generosity was not the relationship. It was the cover. When the cover is removed, you see what was underneath. Desperation, rage, emptiness. You are not watching a good person turn bad. You are watching a bad actor stop performing. The money was never the real power. The money was the costume. The real power was psychological. The unspoken debt. The implied obligation, the guilt that made you smaller. When you stop accepting their money, you do not just change your finances, you break the contract they wrote in silence. Without the money, there is no leverage. Without leverage, there is no control. Without control, they have to face who they really are. That is why the reaction is so vicious. Here is the dark lesson. When you stop accepting their money, you do not lose a benefactor. You lose an owner, and an owner does not mourn the freedom of what they tried to possess. They punish it. The coldness is punishment. The receipts are punishment. The smear campaign is punishment. The silence is punishment. But punishment only works if you still want to return. The moment you stop wanting to go back, their punishment becomes exposure. You did not lose a generous person. You escaped a controller. But there is a darker chapter. What happens when you succeed without them? When you build something they cannot touch. They do not disappear. They watch. They wait, and a different kind of retaliation begins. Not to bring you back, but to tear down what you built, because nothing threatens a controller more than your success after leaving them. Next, why they hate you after you become successful.